Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Once again, here with a normal arcanist, because there is a second job to get from this. Austerities of Flame. Summon 3. Summon attacker type had to fight by their side. Greetings, Serenia. It is well you have come, for we have an intriguing matter to discuss. A request has come to our guild from the Sons of Saint Konark, an organization of some of the finest minds in Eorzit here, and they have asked for you by name. It appears that the research the Sons are currently conducting would benefit from the assistance of an arcanist, specifically one who has had the tempering experience of defeating the primal Ifrit. Though I must admit on some curiosity as to how these scholars knew the extent of your heroic exploits, I suppose the source of the knowledge is of little relevance. If you would answer this request, then you will find your contact, a researcher by the name of Imhitra, at Apkalu Falls in the nation of Gridania. Okay, Apkalu Falls is right in town, right? In the north of the town. No thinking back? Aren't you Ishtola's sister? Isn't that her? You're Serenia's Shadow Star, I assume? Well met, and thank you for coming. My name, as you obviously surmised, is Yimhitra. A member of the Sons of Saint Konark. Ours is a Sharlayan order that seeks the lost knowledge of the Allagan Empire. And in that regard, we have recently made a singularly important discovery at our dig site in Modona. We salvaged from the ruins a set of ancient texts describing the existence of a sect of Allagan mages known as summoners. These are arcane practitioners said to have the ability to siphon the essence of a primals and manifest with stolen energy as a biddable ally known as an Agi. Should we succeed in resurrecting such art, then we might well hold in our hands the power to bring this age of conflict to an end. There is, however, as there always must be, one monumental obstacle to realizing this reality. In order to manifest these obedient incarnations of the beastman's savage deities, one must first defeat the primal and capture its etheric essence. Thus only one who can boast such daunting achievement under her belt may even begin on the path of becoming a summoner. Do you understand now why I called upon you? If you wish to contribute to my research, then come to me in the west of Bayagod Strike in southern Fanalan, where shall we conduct a ritual of summoning, the Austerities of Flame. Yeah, I really think this is Ishtola's sister. Would be interesting to know that if I had done this quest line first and had reached Ishtola in Heavensward later, where I have to go to her, if she would remember me. Okay. Anyway, idle musings. What? Greetings to you once more, Serenia. I had a feeling this unique opportunity would be nigh impossible for you to ignore. Let us proceed directly to the ritual, shall we? According to the records we recovered, the summoners of old would perform these rites in a land in which the naturally dominant element matched the aspect of the avatar they wished to call forth. Only in such a place might one sufficiently shift one's etheric balance in the desired direction. The element of fire is especially strong here in the Sagoli Desert. I can think of no land more fitting in which to summon an incarnation of a Lord of Inferno. Before we begin, I must insist that you accept this gem. It may appear of little worth, but within its faceted depths dwell the memories of long-deceased summoners. Now you must focus. Visualize the ether flowing through you, a vibrant current of energy transforming into living fire. Hold this image in your mind, and the raging heat of your life force shall spawn an edgy wreathed in flames. Be aware, however, that this nascent entity will appear before you unbound and hostile. It is your charge to overpower the avatar and establish yourself as its master. The path of a summoner is not, if not fraught with peril. Okay. This heat is almost intolerable. Pray defeat this entity swiftly. I remember you from the first fight. I've thought about that beforehand. Oh, okay. Most impressive, Serenia. The Fireborn Edgy has submitted to your will. You have mastered the austerities of fire, and that is no small feat. Pray let us return to Upkalu Falls that we might further discuss your achievement. And another world tour. This is truly a monumentous occasion. You have rescued the lost art of summoning from the grasping mire of forgotten history. But you must know more of the avatar you have bound. In the ancient tongue of the Allagan Empire, it would be known as Ifrit Agi, where Agi translates approximately to pure or the essence of. In short, you have tamed the willful manifestation of Ifrit's raging fires. As you might expect from an entity born of a Lord of Inferno, this avatar and its capacity for destruction should serve you well in your battles to come. With such an ally at your command, it is not too soon to take upon yourself the title of Summoner. You have proven yourself more than worthy of the soul crystal you now possess. Yet be that as it may, the road before you is long and arduous. If you would triumph in this age of conflict, you must needs master more than just the edgy of fire. I suggest you next fix your gaze upon claiming a servant of unyielding stone. You once seized victory over the primal titan, did you not? Though I admit I am eager to progress directly to the austerities of Earth. We must be careful not to overtax your reserves of strength. Rest well and spend some time to grow accustomed to your newfound abilities. Once you feel prepared to continue with our historic research, you will find me here awaiting your arrival with barely constrained impatience. Soul of a Summoner. Summoner unlocked. Okay. So, basically it works much like the arcanist, but with new summons. We'll see how that develops when we continue. A cut here. And here we are again. Ready for a bunch more quests. Austerities of Earth. Okay. Titan's essence infuses your aura, Serenia. I foresee no further obstacles preventing us from attempting the next ritual. Shall we proceed with the austerities of Earth? I have every confidence that you will succeed in binding Titan Edgy to your will. According to my research, the most suitable location for ritual is a place found to the southwest of Alder Springs in the North Shroud. A heretofore buried layer of ancient rock exposed by the violent upheavals of calamities lent the surrounding area an overwhelming earthen aspect. The conditions will be perfect. I will await you at our destination, Serenia. That will be where that fate with the lunar golems is, or up top? Anyway, the golem corner down there, definitely, probably. Here. The ritual you're about to perform is essentially no different from the austerities of flame. Instead of fire, however, you will be concentrating on shifting your etheric balance toward the spectrum of Earth. Once you have achieved the required state of Earthen affinity, the primal's captured essence will tumble forth and coalesce into the stony form of Titan Edgy. As before, you must demonstrate unflinching authority if you would convince the newborn avatar to heed your commands. Let us begin. And the Titan soundtrack, yeah. The mere presence of this edgy is suffocating. It's as if the weight of a mountain is pressing upon my chest. The entity has summoned allies of Earth. Then out. Okay. Oh, well done, Serenia. Well. I come in search of Allagan relics, and what do I find but a pair of incompetent dabblers? By what chest of fate did you chance across such undeserved power? And who might you be to boldly question our accomplishments? If you have indeed unlocked the secrets of summoning, then you must be in possession of the very treasure I seek. How terrible convenient. I need only slay you both and take what I need from your bloody corpses. Gods below, a summoner? But how? Cease your infantile prattle. The continuation of my divine work far outweighs the worth of your pitiful lives. Ah, a second fight. Nice. Or not so nice, depending on how you watch it. Defeat the Dark Summoner. How fortunate to die by my hand. Naught but ash shall remain of your wretchedness. Defend yourself, Serenia. His words are no empty threat. You think to stand against me? Foolish bravado. Ow, 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 ow. I'm stunned. Ah, that's the third ages. Why do you struggle so? Your unwillingness to accept oblivion but delays the inevitable. Heed me, avatar of infernal flame. Incinerate these fools in all-consuming hellfire! A Titan AG. What? Feel nature's fury, you wild blackguard? I tire of this childish game. Thank your gods for granting you another day of miserable existence. He's gone. What a decidedly unpleasant fellow. You learn how to summon Titan Egi. Well, I suggest we return to Apkalu Falls. I have no desire to linger here and chance another encounter with whomever that deranged mage was. Man, I'm getting confused. The last job I did was Bard, and Bard and Summoner both work much with dots, and I mix up the abilities what I had with that job. It's confusing. I must say I did not expect to meet another practitioner of the summoning arts. And I also did not expect to be suddenly fighting for my life. What precious treasure do we carry that this callous stranger was so willing to kill us to possess? Such mysteries aside, I'm most glad you were able to secure Titan Edgy before the summoner decided to unleash his fiery avatar. Without its protection, I doubt we would have survived that conflagration. The Edgy of Earth, as was so aptly demonstrated, excels at defense. You should certainly take your time to explore its capabilities, as well as its limitations. Be careful, however, not to neglect your offensive completely. Meanwhile, I shall confer with my colleagues in the Sons of St. Koinak and see what I might learn of that hostile summoner. We shall meet anon. You learn a new summoning spells. Summon 2 will... Summon 2, okay. When you have the soul of a summoner equipped, casting Summon 2 will now call a Titan Edgy instead of Topaz Carbuncle. Okay. Those numbers always sound so low. A potency of 70. How fare you with your training, Serenia? For my part, I had some success in uncovering the identity of our mystery attacker. We knew that our assailant was capable of summoning Ifrit Iji, so I perused the records of past expeditions for those who claimed to have triumphed against the Lord of Inferno. Of those victorious primal hunters, there were 8 names listed as present whereabouts unknown. After eliminating unlikely candidates based on race and gender, I was left with but a single name: Tristan. Assuming the records are accurate, this hero was once registered as a soldier in the Immortal Flames. As to how the name came by his skill as a summoner, or why he sought to kill us, however, I remain woefully ignorant. Nevertheless, I have witnessed him use the art of summoning for casual brutality, and that I cannot countenance. This power should never be employed for the sake of tyranny or personal gain. It is meant to oppose such evils. It is our responsibility to bring this Tristan to justice. Should we stand idle, his reprehensible actions could very well stain the good name of future summoners who have yet to answer their calling. The art itself could be outlawed, the very mention of it taboo. Now, through my inquiries, I was able to determine that a war comrade of Tristan's days in the military resides in Little Alamigo. I ask that you pay a visit to this former soldier and learn what he knows of our callous villain. Okay. Okay. Down here? Yeah. Former Immortal Flame. Well, well, seems like Tristan wasn't telling tall tales after all. He said I could expect some primal adult sort to show up and start asking questions. Why don't you stay here and play with some friends of mine? I have a message to deliver. She's all yours, ladies. I'm so messing up right now. I had hoped that would kill him, but no. Nothing so far. All the way back to Gridania. Somehow I doubt that was the entire quest for level 14. You were set upon? The fiend is one step ahead of us. I'd wager 10 years of dig-site findings where Tristan warned his old allies long before you set foot in that settlement. They thought you one of a tempered, a mortal enthralled to a primal's will. In addition to being ruthless, it appears that our opponent is highly intelligent, and not quite as deranged as I first assumed. Such a level of planning hints at the existence of some greater scheme. But that is still all we know. For the moment, we must be content with the knowledge of what he perceives as a threat, and is aware of our efforts to track him. Speaking of which, you did exceedingly well to survive the trap into which I blithely sent you. I must apologize for my carelessness. I will not underestimate this man again. On a happier note, however, my efforts to decipher the Allagan text proceeded apace. Yeah. Here, you must read this. With your skills already tried and tested against the edgy, you should have little difficulty in mastering a secondary summoning technique such as this. Let us put this day's disaster behind us and focus on the wonders that lie ahead. Outpost. This was indeed everything, okay. Huh. Then, time for more leveling.